Welcome, everybody. Welcome, founders, entrepreneurs, hustlers, resellers, to the new Josh Galt show, starring me, Primo Chemo, and the Fracking the Hoard entourage. Just kidding. It's not. This is just an early Primo Chemo show with the Fracking the Hoard. We're gonna be on at 2:30 today with Fracellers. But the news is Josh Galt has retired for 3 weeks. And what am I going to do with an hour? So I said, I'm going to invade his broadcast studio and workshop and take it over. This is a takeover like they do at Christmas. Like they do at bars for Christmas. Aloha. Aloha, MJ. I just thought that I would come on at 1 o'clock when most people are looking forward to, including myself, looking forward to a little Josh Galt. Let your hair down. I mean, I'm a little sexier than Josh Galt, I think, with my little hair right there. Yeah. But I think I will miss him for the next 3 weeks. He's only gone for 3 weeks. I watched. He was just on the eBay. eBay Power Hour podcast with John from Flipping Ain't Easy, and they talked a bit, and that's a great show. You should go watch that. And that'll probably give you your fill of, because they were on Wednesday and Saturdays, but today was live, so that was great. And I think that had to do with scheduling or whatnot. But I thought that that maybe there would be people really missing that 1 o'clock block with some talking. So I'm going to be here at 2:30 with Fracellers, and we're going to do our own show. But I'd say maybe I can talk for an hour right now at 1. I probably won't be able to do it every single day at 1, although that would be a great idea. I mean, talk about getting some hours in. I'm getting ready to monetize my channel as soon as I can. But that takes a lot of watch hours. So it's a good opportunity to do that, but obviously, Mr. Galt, as I like to call him, has not. He had to take a break, so why would I put myself in the same nightmare position day after day when it's a lot of work to come in and talk for an hour? Although I seem to do that, I just talk, because if you're not hearing me, my poor wife Spam has to deal with me. But she'll be here on the. She'll be here at 2:30 with Fracellers, and we'll talk about more eBay. But we could talk about eBay now. I think the big you should go watch the eBay. I'm sorry if I can't always remember the name. It's the eBay Power Hour podcast, and there's not. I'm not going to tell you what they said, so just go watch it. But I think that the general vibe is that everything, it's not even a negative vibe. It's just everything's down and kind of mopey this Q4, and nothing we can do about it is really gonna change that. And that's the bottom line. So we might as well just hunker down, do our cross listing if that's what we want to do, keep moving forward, and cash those eBay checks, even if they're pathetic. And also thank Mother eBay for letting us suckle a bit more before she completely cuts us off. I hope that doesn't happen. But again, thank you, eBay. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. I'm a positive guy. I'm trying to put forth a positive affirmation. That's what I want to do. Positive. Hey, Froze here. Primetime slot. The 1 o'clock slot is a coveted spot amongst YouTube, eBay, and eBayers. Well, people who watch YouTube and do eBay. It's a good time. You're probably packaging. On the West Coast especially, it's only 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff, to wake you up. I called Froze just to let him know I was doing this and that I would be off by 2 to hook him up so we could do it at 2:30. And I realized how early I was calling. But that's how I roll. Since you're in the office, can you pick up one of those black boxes off the shelf and show us what's in it? Oh, hi, Kitty. There's the kitties over here. Oh, wait. Is that the Christmas fly? How are you alive, Christmas fly? It must be a Christmas miracle. Oh, the fly just landed on the cat. The cat's old. I don't know that much more about his situation. You're talking about these boxes over here. Those are filled with. I'm gonna say those are. I can't point. There. Those are filled with. Looks like I have some 45s in there and some postcards. Yeah. So, MJ says I was gonna ask about the kitty. Yeah, like the kitty's old and she's in here. It's quite warm in here. I'm surprised how warm it is because sometimes Josh was wearing a jacket and I'm like, wow, it's boiling in here actually. I probably should put that heater on down here. I'll turn that off. Okay, much better. Where the fly is over. The fly's still here. You would be surprised how long it actually took us to. It's pretty complicated to put up the green screen. At least it is for me. Once we've done it we used to do it like in the dead of winter when it's no longer sunny outside. We'll bust this thing out. So Biff Boffo has said, let's start in on some talking. This is the new Josh Galt show starring Primo Chemo. And I'm kidding, just in case anybody actually is taking me seriously. eBay said Q4 would be down. A lot of people did. Most economists have said that too. We thought it was a commentary on the economy, but perhaps they knew of some planned changes that would be problematic. Yeah, I mean, we most certainly pontificate on the eBay moves that they've made this year, and I want to say also that because this year was up until the April-June, some people went a little longer, whatever. Our big nightmare started in June. It's not a huge nightmare. We just halved our money. But the money we still make I'm very grateful for it, and it's enough to pay the bills. It's not enough to sock away. Thankfully, we did do some of that previously so that we have no problems. But eBay is still providing for us, but it's quite possible that they knew they were going to do some toying around and that buyers would notice a decline in many things. But I think they were saying up until recently that maybe they still are, that should turn around, and those who stick with it, the platform will be rewarded, so to speak. I'm not sure when that reward comes, but until then, plugging away as usual. And as if it's any other month, there's no Q4. I do not see anything different. In fact, is throttling a bad word, but it most definitely seems like we can't get over a certain dollar amount. And maybe that also is a growth amount. I don't know, but it most certainly is a dollar amount that has stayed very within 10% for 3 months. So yay for that. MJ says, I mentioned last week that my main account did not have the AI descriptions, but notice I had them yesterday. So they're definitely doing updates. That AI description, showed up within the past few days. I think they do major implementations of things on a normal calendar schedule. So at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month, you might see something show up. And I noticed that they had put the AI description thing on social media posts a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. And now just in the past few days, I've noticed it showing up on our actual descriptions of our main. I wouldn't use it right out of the box because it says a lot of nonsense, but it does want you to use it. So you can keep clicking on that until you get maybe a concise paragraph. Certainly go in and change it if there's anything that isn't right, because it tends to say, ooh, enjoy retro gaming with this perfect condition. I mean, I didn't say perfect, and it says things about condition and other things. Just want to watch that, but certainly use it. No other questions. We have 14 viewers who are stunned by what possibly I could be talking about on the new Josh Galt Show. I also have this song. This is the new Josh Galt Show theme song. And we're back. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But I do know that it's going on, and here we are. And oh, hi, Bendel420. How you doing? Aloha. Welcome to welcome to the show. I probably shouldn't call it that. I most certainly don't want to stress out Josh. I mean, he's trying to take a break. I don't want. This is just a teaser. Actually, I wanted to thank him for all the work he did. I don't know if this is the best way to thank him, but most certainly am going to profess that I really appreciate him putting in all the time that he has for the past however many months, and I'm sure he'll be back at the beginning of the year. Biff Boffo says, my click-through and conversion percentages remain pretty constant, pretty constant over time. But I cannot get more than 25%, 25,000 page views in a month, no matter how much I grow my store. Huh. So I'm just going to take a peek at I think, yeah, mine is about 20,000 page views per month, I believe. I did actually put my store on sale today, and I did my normal. Wow, people are really throwing some serious lowball offers. So I put my store, and this is what happens when I put my store on sale. So, like a proper retailer, I jack up my prices a little bit, and then put on a 25% off sale. So it's really 20% off, but I just have to do that. Since I redo do the nuclear reset every day, it's not like my items have been sitting there at a lower price and then I'm raising them. I do that all at once so that you can't really tell that I did raise them a little bit, but I pretty much feel like 25% is what really draws people in. At least 25%. 30 would be better. 35, of course, those would all be better. But 25% seems to attract buyers. But what I've also noticed is because when you do that, you also get offers. Or you get offers and you send out offers. So then now I'm taking technically 20% off because I raised it 5%. But now I have to give somebody another 10%, which would be 30, plus the 12 and a half because I don't promote. So you're approaching 50% off your item price, and people definitely do lowball when you have a sale, especially, which is, I don't know why that is, but it does happen. Oh yeah, I was checking my click-through rate, and when I saw this lowball offer, I got totally distracted. So let's see here. I like that song. Can I put it on again? You got This is Master Killer and Old Dirty Bastard, Wu-Tang, if you didn't know that, but it doesn't have the rap part in it. Okay, so I'm checking out the traffic, and yes, just like I thought, I get 8,400. This is a month. Yes, 8,400 from eBay and 12,500 from external, for a grand total of 21,000. So I have 2,000 items up. I get 21,000 page views per month. And maybe that's, they have so many metrics that they can throttle. So many sticks to pull, levers. Lots of steampunky levers over there at eBay Central. Okay, I'll turn that off. So yeah, that's the deal with that 25%. Oh, I am getting some sales though. As I'm talking here, are you guys buying stuff from me? Yeah, 5% discounts aren't going to Oh, I'm sorry, Biff. Yeah, you said that that Josh would love the backdrop. I hope so. It's his office. I had to take it over because he wasn't here. He left the building, so I just drove up to Niagara Falls and jumped on in here because people need Josh. People need company because I know I do. My wife's right here. She needs company too. We need other company beside each other, and it's nice to essentially commiserate. I mean, I'm not saying that that anybody's complaining too much, but it is nice to know that you are in the same boat as other people, especially when things aren't ideal. They're not ideal. And I don't think anybody is going to tell you they're ideal. I most certainly have had, my sales aren't terrible for the entire year. If you want to look at the entire year, they're not terrible. But if you look at 6 months, they're terrible. I think I'm up. Okay, I'm going to tell you another number. So for the whole year, I'm sure I'm up. I'm not going to be up anything good, but last time I looked, I was up for the year. Wait, no, I want to go in sales department, and we'll go for this year compared to same period last year in 0.07. I'm up 0.7, sorry. Not quite a full percentage point, but I am up over year. I am up year over year. And I guess that's okay. Guess what? My net sales are down 4% because while the first part of this year was good, there was that dynamic advertising and everything. So my sales are up 0.7. My net sales are down 4.0. And my selling costs over the year are 24.6%. I do realize that selling costs, they include international fees. So if I have expensive shipping, which I did this year overseas, that's included in this and their value-added tax. So earlier this year, we sent a bunch of vintage computers to Germany and elsewhere. And I'm sure, first, that's included in my total sales. And then it's also included in my selling costs. So that might be why we're seeing that. Let's see. MJ, I hope Josh is cracking up. I hope he is. Are there any decent snacks? There's no food in here. I'm starving. Where are the snacks, Josh? There's no beer. There's no snacks. There's nothing. That's how he keeps such a trim physique. Hey, James is in here. Aloha, James. You're next. I'll be down in your basement before you know it. Don't go on vacation again, or I might be down there in your basement with your doggies. Yeah. So, yay for Josh. Thank you very much for doing what you do. And again, oh, sorry. So there's I don't know how all of your sales have been over the last few days, but mine have been very good. My sales are being. I feel like Josh would have coffee, water, and granola bars. At least, yeah, snack bars, like some of those caffeine bars. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see nothing. I thought Canadians always had beer though, but that's just from watching those two guys. Josh only eats one meal per day. Yeah, Josh, good on you for taking a break. I believe I'm about a decade older than you, and I've been through the mill more. This is the body of an eBay reseller in middle age, in their mid 50s, and that's because for the last, at least the last, years, I sit at a desk most of the time. I like to stand up when I package, and I walk now. I've lost approaching 100 pounds in the year of 1983. What year is it? 2023. I've lost almost over 90 pounds. We're trying to this is the worst month to try to squeeze out those extra pounds. We just A whole gallon of eggnog disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. I think we drank it. I love how I'm more exotic now. Cans of beans under the desk. I feel like Josh would have coffee. Oh, sorry. Josh only eats when I already read that. Throw out his Celine Dion and Bryan Adams CD. Yes, I thought while I was here, I was going to critique his store. I was going to go through his store. I've got his computer right here, so I can just go through here. And I'm going to take out some of these 8-track tapes. Oh, yeah. Okay, so take these out. Actually, there's a couple Christmas 8-tracks in here. I'm going to boost those. Okay, I just did 10,000 items. Okay, so his store is much more streamlined. And I think the sales are going to get... Oh, let's put a sale on there. 25% off everything. All right. MJ says 90 pounds is great. Thank you very much. We started the beginning of the year. I was at 400 pounds a year ago. And then in January, well, because after Christmas, that's when you blow it up, when I do at least. And it's like, okay, now it's time to work out. Oh my gosh, the scale broke. I weigh 400 pounds. And we said, that's it. You got to do this. This is what we're doing. We started working on it for the first 3.5 months. I was, really doing well. And then I was coming downstairs one morning, and because we used to keep, okay, don't do this either. This is a story of what not to do. We lined the staircase going upstairs with DVDs because for sorting. I don't know where else do I put the stupid DVDs. They were all my personal DVDs from years and years and years. And also, because the DVDs were against one side of the stairs, I would sometimes put items on the stairs itself. You can tell where this is leading, right? I put a picture of me in soccer, and I wanted to take it upstairs and put it into the pink bedroom, which is the personal vault of things. So we didn't do that particular night. Neither one of us. So when I went upstairs, there is this picture sitting on the carpeted stairs. It sounds bad, right? So then the next morning at 5 a.m., I come zipping downstairs, just like, I'm going to get some coffee. We're going to work out. Everything's great. Rah, the pump. Get the pump. And sure enough, I hit that one picture. I went down, landed on the back of my ankle, snapped it right there. It looks weird. I'm like, very calmly, I'm like, sweetheart, lovey, I think I need to go to the hospital now. I have a bit of a break. I got a British accent and everything. And really what happened was, oh my God, I broke my ankle. We got to go. Ah! That's very much what it sounded like. And sure enough, I had a spiral fracture on that bad boy. And no, this happened March 1st. Sorry. So it was 2 months we had worked out. And then March 1st happened. Then I was scheduled for surgery, which I now have a plate and 8 or 9 different, I can show you pictures sometimes. A plate and 8 or 9 screws. And my doctor's a great woodworker. He actually builds furniture and puts people's legs back together. Surgeon. Should call him a surgeon. And we got in, so we scheduled surgery for 1 week out. Got there. Turns out I have some sort of epiglottical dysphoria or something, and they couldn't intubate me to knock me out for the surgery. So I had to go home with all the people in the surgical room, and I came back on St. Patrick's Day. And the surgery was performed successfully while I was awake, completely awake, while they are drilling into my bones. And thankfully to a great team and what's the guy called? We have some friends. One guy is also a epiglottomist. I already used that word. What's the one where you he's anesthesiologist. So we were lucky that we had the anesthesiologist, a friend of mine, and the anesthesiologist. So he was able to give me some pointers and things. And the actual anesthesiologist that dealt with me stayed right by my head. So they had to give me a spinal, they call a saddle block, which numbs everything that hits the saddle. is apparently how that is. And he stood by me, talking to me the whole time, making sure I was calm, because that was, it's kind of an issue when you're sitting there in the surgical room. But it actually went off without a hitch. And they asked me what I wanted to play, like music-wise, for calmingness. So we played the Pogues. So the entire surgery was with the Pogues, and dude died, and I guess that was just kind of like perfect for me being a leprechaun, and having my surgery with the Pogues, and it made everything go good. So that was this first whole part of this year. So I could not exercise for another 3 months. So for the past, I don't know, I've only been walking for the past month probably, and that's really made a huge difference, and I'm very excited about that. So MJ said 90 pounds is great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Motorcycle Dork says 90 pounds is a lot. It is, but I haven't even. I'm trying to get to 299 in the year of 2023. I don't know if I'll make it, but I'm awfully close. So I'm still trying to eat nuts. Not a lot of cheeseburgers. I love cheeseburgers though. You guys should go watch the eBay Power Hour podcast. They talked a little bit about proper burgers. And I think that John was right with the In-N-Out burger is the best fast food burger. 6x6 said dropped 127 pounds 4 years ago. Still misses her sometimes. That's funny. One day I will actually drop 127 pounds, and it'll just be of blubber, my own. Matt Marg says he ends and sells similar his entire 2600 store every other day, and while only doing half my store on the other days. I recently didn't do my reset on 2 days. Impressions and views were down 75% on those days. There's no doubt the nuclear reset works because it takes advantage of the first day hit, and that's what you got to do. And there's no need to promote on those days. So if you're doing your nuclear reset every single day, do not promote at all. No need. MJ said lost 25 pounds last year, gained about 5 back this holiday season. It always goes like that. I mean, I'm going to gain a little bit because I'm going to have that nog. It's going to have a little tiny bit of pirate whiskey in it. And that's just the way it is. But we only had 2 nogs, I think, this whole season. Usually, at least last year, and during the pandemic is when really I packed. I've always been, pretty overweight. So I went into the pandemic weighing more than I do now, and we just packed it on over, didn't even try not to, I think, because that's what you kind of have to do. James says, I'm walking an hour every night, no matter what. I did see you go through Christmas Town last night, which was pretty cool. Going to be a fun winter. Got to lose the extra weight. It is. I mean, you seem you seem pretty fit. So, I mean, but it's the last pounds that really kill you. Losing 100 pounds when you weigh 400, it's almost not hard. I mean, you just have to just clamp down a little bit. But, are you talking to the old near-death cat? Didn't know she talked English. Wow. Yeah, she does. She speaks English and a little bit of French Canadian. Yes. I understand you, kitty cat. And the fly's been buzzing around here too. Christmas fly. R.I.P. Shane McGowan. Yeah, I mean, he. Here we are. Are we all in middle age? I don't want to date anybody, but I feel like a lot of us resellers who are on YouTube and who are really interested in the answers, why we all are sort of come here to form this community. We are middle aged because I'm not going to redo my whole life. I'm not going to find something else to do. I am pretty much, tied into eBay. 24 years. That's the beginning of when I take over James's basement. Hi, my name is James. I've been selling on eBay for 24 years. I've been doing it for 24 years, and we've calculated. We never ever have had any sort of numbers. We've just paid for ourselves, and we've put stuff away, and we saved, and we've also spent it during the pandemic too. But we calculated over 24 years. I've had a restaurant. I have had bricks and mortar stores during that time. So it hasn't been a constant thing, but we've made over $2 million on eBay. So I'm never going to fault them for that. Thank you. Biff Boffo is 73, a child from 73. Yeah, I've lived in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 10. So I've lived during, is that right? I lived during 7 different decades in numbers. You know, the numbers of decades, which seems like I should be 70. But I am only a little baby of 54 years and 309 pounds. So let's get me down to 299. Somehow, if you all could just shoot laser beams at me that melt flab, that'd be great. You guys, I am going to be back on here with Hey for Ourselves with the actual show at 2:30. This is just a fun thing because Josh Galt is taking the rest of the year off, and I thought it would be fun to say to thank him and to also take over his time slot and space and say everything that he does. So to all you founders, entrepreneurs, hustlers, and resellers, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to go now because I want to get ready for Hey Frows in the real store. Thank you all for joining me for this silly little moment. If I actually could fill in for him at 1 o'clock every day, it's a grind to do eBay. It's a grind to do YouTube. So James does it like a champ. I mean, he is just so dialed in. I'm not that dialed in. I need downtime. I need to, relax. I'm not saying, I'm hopefully, James, you do relax, but I need more relaxing. I need more relaxing, more doing. I have to fill my demons require me to play with toys and Legos and other things, and I must feed my demons. Yes. Well, I hope this was another banger episode of the new Josh Galt Show, starring me, Primo Chemo. And if you don't mind, I will see you in 1 hour on the actual Fracking the Hoard podcast with Hey Fro Cells. And until then, oh wait, I don't think I have this set up right. Hold on. Let me vamp for a second. Until then, try to keep it together. I'm Gosh Jalt. Yes, to the new Gosh Jalt show. Okay, take care, everybody. We'll see you in an hour right here, but in a different place.